I have a couple of questions about universal forces and readiness. When I was 22, my father died. He transitioned. And I started a new company after that, and within a year I made my first $1 million. And he always held his vision of me as an entrepreneur as very successful. And I've always wondered what, sorry.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
I've wondered what part he's played in that.
Our friend talked about her support group. And so that's the part that your father is playing in that, but not just your father, all the buddies he's hanging around with too. That's what we are wanting you to feel from our powerful knowing, is that there's so much non-physical attention and absolute expectation as we are holding our readiness for your readiness, for your readiness, for your readiness. In other words, when you tap into that and it enhances your expectation, you got a little more ready to allow, you see. And the nice thing about having dear ones depart is that for a little while, it enhances your expectation. You know what happens? It clashes so often with what you've also learned and perceived from others, that you're supposed to do it on your own and you're supposed to make your own way and that you're the one that has to do it. And so that clashes with this harmony of non-physical energy that's assisting you. That's why we always emphasize that we're all in this together. The energy that creates worlds is flowing to you and through you. But sometimes it's easier for you to expect your father who you knew loved you and your father who you knew held you as his object of attention. It's easier for you to expect that help because of your association with him than it might be for someone who was not making that association with anyone. Stay there for just a moment, but then think about those who have people around them that expect nothing good from them, but they are enamored with what they are observing. And their inner being is like you know your father to be, interested in you, focused upon you, flowing ideas to you, holding the vision of what he knows you're ready for. You're ready for what you're ready for, what you're ready for, what you're ready for, what you're ready. But your inner being sees the whole shebang. Your inner being knows how it all fits together. Your inner being knows what the cooperative components are that's around you. Your inner being knows your proximity to anything that will bring pleasure to you. Your inner being knows the path, you see. And so when you are able to set aside things that are bothering you and be ready to feel good, be ready for satisfaction, then it's just a never-ending journey of ideas and opportunities and concepts flowing and co-creation. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I've been listening to you for years and years, and when I fall back into doubt or looping, I'm so hard on myself for it, so it almost takes me longer.
But wait, you're not hard on yourself. What's happening is it's hard on you to not be with yourself. You're not hard on yourself. This is not a self-punishing mechanism. This is what it feels like to step away from who you really are. Ooh. And so there's no self-punishment to inflict. It's just for a moment you went back in time. For a moment you remembered something that happened before. For a moment you focused upon something that clashes with what you now know. You see, this is the thing. So we've been talking to you all for years and years, as you say, about contrast causes you to launch rockets of desire, which creates this vortex of creation where your inner being stands. And so your inner being is activated and flowing energy about all things that are important to you, some of which you're ready for now. Now, if we have ever given you the impression that we think you should be ready for all of it now, then we've given you the wrong impression, because that would be an avalanche of life experience that would be so overwhelming you'd jump off a bridge. But your inner being has the capacity to be focused upon all aspects of your desire. So it's active, and law of attraction is summoned to it. And so all of that creation is happening. It's gestating, ready for you to be ready. So the happier you are, the more you're ready for. Have you noticed that sometimes you're bored and you're ready for more activity, and sometimes you're overwhelmed and you're happy for less activity? There's no right or wrong to the way that you live your life. You've carved out the perfect vortex and you're adding to it all day, every day. And your inner being is holding that perfect vibration, just like you understand that your father was doing for you on a specific subject. And flowing, the knowing of that, talk about a support group, talk about a knowledge bank, talk about a well-being bank, talk about an inevitable, never-ending stream of well-being. And to differing degrees, you're ready to be ready. Some people, you see, aren't that ready, and they're miserable, and it's obvious. Some people, you see, are ready, and it's obvious because they're glowing, or because they're happy, or because they're performing, or because they're dancing, or because they're flying, or because they're whatevering. It's obvious, isn't it? It's obvious to see with anyone that you observe, especially if you are in alignment, if they're ready to be ready. And here's the thing that we want you to hear. You don't ever have to be, nor will you ever be able to be, ready for everything that's in your vortex. So therefore, we're just doing a little sales job so you won't be hard on yourself. And knowing that, we believe, will keep you from getting crossways, because getting crossways of that energy, especially for you, it's about having a vision of something and wanting to move faster to it than you are ready for. It would be like, you'll relate to this because you go to the movies. It would be like being in outer space, in weightlessness, and then coming back into your Earth's atmosphere and having to come slowly. It would be like deciding that you're going to go deep sea diving and going very slowly into the greater and greater depths, allowing your physiology to adjust to the different pressures and so forth. So sometimes you want to be ready for something that you're not ready for, and that's not ever going to happen. Law of attraction doesn't allow that to happen. But if you are satisfied with where you are and eager for more, then that's the formula for happily ever after. It is our desire, not only with those of you who will sit here and we will play with, but it is our desire with each of you that you will soften any resistance to any desire that you hold. Soften any resistance. In other words, the doubt fades while the interest grows. The doubt dissolves while the knowing replaces it. And the result of that is satisfaction. The result of that is a feeling of love, but love is another word that we can't say to you very much, because every time we say it, you think we mean what you mean. We don't use the word God either, because you've got that all sort of mixed up. There are so many things that you perceive that we understand why you perceive them, because you've been basing your perception on watching the behavior of others and even the behavior of yourself. But again, we want to emphasize that's old news. How anything is happening, how anything is behaving, what's going on anywhere with anyone is old news. So whenever you look at old news, do you know what old news is meant for? Old news is intended by you to be the bouncing off place to the new idea, because it is the new idea in the making that is the greatest satisfaction of life. To have an idea of something that you desire and not be killing it with your doubt is the most delicious state of being. And then to witness universal forces, call it God force if you must, universal forces joining with your flowing of energy toward the gathering of the cooperative components for the results that you seek in terms of manifestation. Please understand, we are not in any way trying to divert your attention from manifestation. You came for manifestation because you are creators, and manifesting into physical form is the most delicious, most extended version of creation. You're not here without that which is non-physical. All that is non-physical is here with you on this leading edge, enjoying your manifestations. But non-physical is enjoying your manifestations in the making, while you are so often yearning for them to come out where you can see them. It would be paramount to putting a kernel of corn in the ground with your knowledge that if it is tended to, that it will become that full plant with ears of corn that you can then harvest and enjoy. But you're stomping on the kernels of corn so often, demanding that they come out before you have allowed them the season, the tending, the nurturing, the natural evolution and expansion of the desire. And we want to help you to feel the satisfaction factor in standing in the absence of the manifestation, but the knowledge of its becoming, so that you don't have to see it in order to believe it. You believe it because you know the process. You believe it because you understand your worthiness. You believe it because you believe in the goodness of all that is. You believe it because you have this knowledge that is coming forth from within, and because you have been practicing the art of allowing for a little while, even though you can't see it, you believe it. And then you'll see it. But if you demand that you must see it before you believe it, then you're going to be stuck in this dissatisfaction mode. And that is the reason that we are here visiting with you. We think you should be happy all day, every day. It is our knowing that you are pure positive energy, and we know the eagerness with which you came forth into this physical experience. And if in any moment of time you're not feeling satisfied, joyful anticipation of things that are unfolding, then that means you're pinching yourself off from the part of you that we are referring to as your inner being, who is right here enjoying this process of unfolding. You cannot separate yourself from your inner being and what your inner being knows and feel good at the same time. And your inner being knows everything that you have sifted and sorted through the knowing what you don't want and knowing what you do want, and the launching of the rockets of desire into this vibrational reality. Your inner being is there with you relative to all of those things. There is nothing that you cannot be or do or have. But if you could just not care about the manifestations as much as you feel about the satisfaction, the feeling of satisfaction as your creative juices are flowing, it would be like a sculptor who is so much more adoring the process of creating the sculpture than the sculpture that has been created. It's the process that gives you life, you see. And you got to sort of kind of know that, because every time, haven't you noticed, every time you ask for something and line up with it and it comes, isn't it very short-lived satisfaction in terms of it? Aren't you often running on something else again? Didn't your parents say to you, you're never satisfied? And they didn't mean that in a good way, because they thought that they were the vortex through which you thought all your good could come. And sometimes you thought that too. In other words, your parents weren't misunderstanding you completely. Isn't it a nice thing when you get it, that you have the ability and the right and the worthiness? That's the part that we're going to work on with you a little bit today. The worthiness to allow the natural unfolding of the cooperative components assembling to give you anything and everything that you want. And we think that before we're finished today, you'll be as enthusiastic about the process of unfolding as we all are about your process of unfolding. We've enjoyed this interaction in a strong and new way, because in this gathering we felt you allow your natural momentum to increase with ease. It was steady, soft, gentle rediscovery of the alignment that is at the basis of that which you are. Sometimes you work too hard at accomplishing the things that you want. And sometimes in that struggle, you feel unworthy or on the wrong path, but you never ever are. Because no matter how you're feeling about where you are, one of two things is happening. Either you are exploring contrast and shoring up your desire, which is a really good thing, or you are in a state of aligning with your desire, which is a really good thing. It doesn't matter which part of the equation you are focused upon at any moment. It's all a really good thing. What we most wanted to discuss with you and watch you, feel you, find resonance with, is that there's really nothing serious going on here. There is not risk or danger that you sometimes assign. There is just steady exploration and expansion of the spirit of love and well-being that you are.